Hey everybody, it's me, Angel Benton, and it's time for another Angel Sudsy recap. And today we are doing, I said that really fast, didn't I? Angel Sudsy recap. Angel Sudsy recap. And today we're doing The Bold, the Beautiful. You all know how much I love Bold and Beautiful. And you know I love it because it's just 30 minutes. So when I'm gone for a month and I have to come and catch up, I can catch up in half the time that it takes to catch up on Days of Our Lives, Young and the Restless, and General Hospital. So that's nice. This week, I have to say this about Bold and Beautiful. I love Sally Spectra. I love the new Sally Spectra. I think she's great. She's in. Oh, I'm spitting. Good Lord. I think she's wonderful. Everything about her is fantastic. I love everything about her. I think she's amazing. I think she's. Here's the thing: when you're a new actress and you come on a show and you are given a part as meaty as Sally Spectra is right off the bat, it can be challenging. It can be challenging, and a lot of times the acting can come off as really stiff. I could give some examples of some people that are currently on the air that when they started they were not that great, and some of them are still not that great, but I will not do that. But Sally Spectra has been the complete opposite. She came on and she was good. She was so good. I'm like, have I seen her on something else before? Like, do I know her? And I've been searching through IMDb. The chick's name is Courtney Hope that plays her, and I haven't seen anything else that she's done. So that's great. That's a testament to her performance that she does such a good job with that. So kudos to her. She's doing great. And I love me some Patrika Darbo. I loved her on Days of Our Lives. And I think she's great on Bold and Beautiful as well. The one thing that does give me pause is Darlita. First of all, that's her name. That's a little crazy. And second of all, I haven't seen what she does yet. And maybe, in the early days of Spectra, maybe that's kind of how Darla was too. Maybe she didn't really play that big a part at the beginning. But I don't know. It just seems like she doesn't serve a whole lot of purpose. Saul, I get Saul. How they're kind of playing up the same relationship between Saul and Sally. How Saul has these unrequited feelings for Sally and tries to be the voice of reason, but she won't have it. So I get that, but I just think that there's a lot of people that were from the old Spectra clan that could come back. I mean, besides CJ, like CJ's father, Clark. Where's Clark? Personally, I would love it if Clark would come back and let it slip that Rick is the one that shot him back in the day. Because let's not forget, Rick shot Clark a long time ago, and Ridge took the fall for him. And it's never come out that Rick was the one that actually shot Clark. So he doesn't even know that he did that. So that would be kind of good. It would be good for especially the new Ridge to play, because it would give him something from the old that he could tie back to kind of draw from for his character. It would be great material for Jacob Young, Rick Forrester to play, because, if he killed someone when he was a kid and he doesn't even remember it, right? Well, he didn't kill anybody, but he shot someone. And it would be good to see Clark. So all of that would be incredible, but we'll see if that works out or not. But I definitely think that because then that would first of all, it would give Rick something to do, and it would get Ridge away from this whole drama with Quinn here. Okay, but I will say this. Okay, so Ridge and Quinn have this flirtation going on, right? And at Zende and Nicole's wedding, I'll talk about that in a second, it ended with Quinn giving Ridge a goodbye kiss, let's put it that way, and it was a little bit too long. Well, who sees it but Ivy, and Ivy slaps her right across the face. Bam! That was great. That was great. I was all about it. And I love me some Quinn. But this foolishness that is in her storyline now is ridiculous. And I'm proud of Ivy for giving it to her good. So we'll see how that goes next week when the two of them, we'll see how that plays out. I'm excited. I think it's great. I really do. I'm very excited about that. Okay, so this past week they had a big wedding between Zende and Nicole. And Sasha came back, and she got forgiveness from Nicole and was able to attend the wedding. And Vivian and Julius came back. It just, I will say this though, the show gets props for bringing Kristen and Tony back because they're the ones, they're Zende's parents. Even though they both look different, they both look a little bit different than when they first were on the show. So that was a little bit strange because they both look different. But, they did a good job with their acting. And, it's difficult because when Zende was a little kid, it wasn't that long after they got Zende that they were both off the show, right? So we didn't get to really see them parent to those children as much as we saw, like, Taylor parenting Thomas and the twins, or Brooke parenting RJ. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't really get to see that. So I kind of would like to see that a little bit more, but they would have to be on the show full time for that, so we'll see how that works out. Here's another thing too. When going back, when Ivy slapped Quinn, you just saw this dark hair slap. You didn't see who it was that slapped Quinn. I swear I thought it was Katie. I thought Katie saw it and was like, but it makes more sense that it's Ivy because Katie is not really the type to do anything. And I'm not saying that in a bad way. Katie is more the type to see what's going on, and then she would try to photograph something going on in the future. Like, she would like, oh my God, they really are having an affair. And then she would try to have them followed and have them, have it photographed, and then she would take that to Eric. Ivy, here's the backstory, is that Ivy has been pushed off the bridge into the Seine River in Paris. So she's already quasi has, an axe to grind with Quinn. So that makes perfect sense to me why she would just haul off and hit her. It's great. That is really good writing. I enjoy that whole situation between that's going to now fester and develop between Ivy and Quinn. I love it. Liam and Steffi, Nicole and Zende, even Maya and Rick. Boring. Even Brooke and Ridge. I mean, and even Quinn and Eric. Like, all the couples are just not really involved in anything. Except this whole nastiness between Quinn and Ridge. So we'll see how that plays out. But, Bill is kind of throwing himself at Brooke still. Because Brooke was too sick to go to the wedding. So she stayed home. And Bill came over and was all trying to get with her while Ridge was out at the wedding. And he was trying to convince her that Ridge is being unfaithful. Yes, he was. But in all fairness, I mean, it just makes Bill look kind of weak. That's just my opinion. But, because the way he keeps insinuating himself into Brooke's life. Yeah, I'm still here. Don't forget about me. You're meant for me. Blah, blah, blah. If you really were meant for Brooke would get that. And if she doesn't, then you need to find someone else because she's an idiot. And don't get me wrong, Brooke has done some idiotic things. A lot. Right? Whew. And I am a huge fan of this budding romance between Sally Spectra and Thomas, because you know that when Caroline comes back to town, and she'll be back to town with her baby soon enough, it'll be a far more interesting love triangle than having him love triangle with Sasha, which the writers were playing around with before. But then again, so that leaves Sasha on the canvas, and who is she going to hook up with? Maybe what they should do is they should bring back Oliver, and Sasha can hook up with Oliver, And Oliver's work can be amazing because of the work that he's done for Sasha, and it kind of sort of leaves Zende out in the cold because his work gets complacent after his marriage. That's just me thinking off the top of my head. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. Feel free to follow me on Twitter at Angel Benton. You can also hashtag Bold and Beautiful to talk about the Bold and Beautiful. And you can also hashtag RHOA to talk Real Housewives of Atlanta. I'm doing my first Sudsy recap on the Real Housewives of Atlanta coming up next. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.